Asher, talk to me about your 49ers. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. I mean, this is the year, right? This is the excitement. This is what all the speculation has led up to, right?
Well, as you know, as everyone knows around the NFL, all things have to run through Los Angeles. So being that the Rams are the defending champions, what makes you think the Niners have enough to get over the top, dude?
I'll give you that. I mean, even last year, just kind of running on a broken wheel, we were still able to run to the NFC Championship. I actually got a chance to go to the Niners-Rams game where the Niners clinched and beat the Rams in their home, with it being kind of 70% 49er fans. And also just eyeing up the fact that I knew Ambry Thomas was going to collect that game-sealing interception. And so that's why I feel good about it, is because we shored up the secondary. We already dominate Los Angeles as far as the fan base anyway. Most of the fans in Los Angeles are 49er fans. And so I feel pretty confident going into this. It all rides on Trey Lance, and it's a big I don't know. But if it's up to me, I feel like that kid just looks like the Lion King.
I love it. Asher Roth joining the show. He's pushing his chest out, though, even though he's celebrating December wins. We play football deep into January and February down here in L.A. I get it. It's fine. But are you excited about this passing of the baton at the quarterback position? Because last year I came on this show and said they should ride out this Jimmy G thing. Everyone in this room, everyone listening and watching laughed at me, and then they went to that NFC Championship game. So are you excited for what's happening at the quarterback position with the 49ers?
Yeah, I think you have to be. I mean, watching Jimmy play, there's a lot of good there, specifically, in the system, in the Shanahan system. Keep in mind as we've had a very complete team. Our successes have even last year's playoffs, we struggled against the Packers, and our struggling special teams ended up actually winning that game, and defense kind of keeping Aaron Rodgers in check. So, that's why I feel pretty good about it, is because I won't slander Jimmy G, because coming from where we came from at the cornerback position and the stability that he brought for the most part, but just it's really exciting to know what Trey Lance is capable of and his potential. And to see that this year, to watch that happen, I mean, even last year, seeing him in the second half of that Texans game, these are things that I think could end up making sure that no championships ever go through Los Angeles ever again.
Asher Roth joining the show. I was about to say I love this dude for his love of Jimmy G, and then he throws in a ram shot. It's all good. Congratulations on the new video. Saw it on Instagram. Teammates taking it back to Little League. What kind of Little League player were you?
Oh, man, I was a good one. Little center fielder. I'm kind of like that vocal understanding that it's a team sport. Baseball is one of those things where you fail often. And so it's important to keep your chin up, and keep your head up. And so that was one of those things. Center fielder kind of in the morale booster. Leading off for a little bit, but then as we got older, kids just got so good, and so I moved more towards that, what we like to call a second leadoff man, down there in the 8th, 9th spot to keep some productivity at the bottom of the lineup. But yeah, man, it was good to go back home to Morrisville and just be around and see that Little League field that we were really responsible for. Our Little League baseball team was pretty good, and it was around the time where there was, sponsorship and radio funds coming in, and the radio station traveled with us when we went to states, and some of that money went back into the ballpark. So good, nice little scoreboard, and just a good-looking Little League field there in Morrisville, Pennsylvania.
I love the record, and I love the video, and I love how sports have the power to sort of transport us to our childhood, and I feel like your music has always had sports references, sports, moments from your life as a fan that you then bring to your music. So just describe for the audience sort of your unique fandom, because you, like TJ, are one of these guys who roots for like a strange collection of teams.
That's right. Well, most of my teams are, so it's 49ers and San Francisco Giants, because my father's a West Coast kid. So he basically was like, hey, man, Bill Walsh is the guy, and Willie Mays is the best baseball player of all time. So the rest is on you. And so being born 85, it was really nice because, I grew up watching Barry Bonds and, Matt Williams and those guys, and so easy to root for. And kind of same thing with the 49ers. You're kind of told Bill Walsh is the guy, you're growing up, and then in 94, I'm 9 years old, and Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Ricky Waters, Ken Norton Jr., Gary Plummer, like these guys, you're just like, these teams were easy to root for. And then you get tested, when you're growing up and the teams go to the doldrums, and it's pretty hard when they're in the cellar, but that's kind of what makes the fan, right?
No, you definitely live the real fan life. And I know as a fan of sports and basketball, you must have loved seeing Steph Curry win the finals MVP because that video of him doing your record makes the rounds. Like I saw that 2 weeks ago and thought of you.
Yeah, you already know, man. I mean, it's nice, too, because, I mean, Steph was kind of counted out coming into the league, too small, et cetera, et cetera. He's really, really kind of impacted the game on much larger scale than I think anybody anticipated. And I think you were starting to see that chatter after this championship where people were starting to say, let's give Steph his flowers. So, and again, as artists, that's kind of what you want to do. I mean, I'm sure athletes, there's only so much you can do, but as artists, we want to come in and kind of impact, change the landscape a little bit. And, Steph was able to do that in athletics, so it's hard not to admire it.